Hey guys, it's Stacey. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 Christian life hacks that you can incorporate into your everyday life to make your quiet time and Bible reading so much more easier. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let's just get straight into the video. Watch videos on the YouVersion Bible app. And one thing that you can do on the YouVersion Bible app, I don't know whether they've been hiding this, but basically when you are on the Bible app, say I'm reading like Job, you click in this corner over here, and then at the bottom it comes up with like loads of different videos to do with what you've read from the Bible project. And I find this so helpful, so I don't have to go like searching on YouTube to find a video to watch because the Bible app already has it. And I usually watch these after I've done my quiet time, like based on what I've read, so I find these really helpful. And yes guys, it is snowing. It's so pretty. Read a proverb every day for a month. So if you didn't know, the book of Proverbs has 31 chapters, so you can go through each of these chapters every day for a month, because obviously in most months there's 31 days. You can go through each of these chapters a day, and by the end of them you'll be the wisest person on the planet. And I really think that this would be a good thing to do like in February. It's the one thing that I'm definitely going to do this month, because I think it will really help me in my relationship with God a lot, just to kind of get to know more of the book of Proverbs, because the book of Proverbs is one that I don't really read that much. Compare Bible translations on the Bible app. One thing that's very helpful is comparing Bible translations, and I love doing this. So basically on the Bible app, what you have to do is you click the verse you want to like look at different translations on, and this is what I did for my quiet time today. So then you click on compare, and then you have a range of different translations that you can look at to get like a different meaning of the verse. My favorites are the NLT, the TPT, that one makes it very simple and easy to understand, the Amplified Bible, the Good News Bible, and the NIV Bible. I find that looking at different translations puts the verse into a different perspective for you, and you can understand it better. Use a Bible verse as your phone wallpaper. So because we spend a lot of time on our phones, I think it's so helpful having like a Bible verse as your wallpaper, so that like when you go on your phone you can end up like memorizing the verse because you see it so many times. So I just went on Google and searched up Christian wallpaper Bible verse, and it doesn't have to be a Bible verse, it can be like a Christian quote. And so I'm gonna download this one and then have that as my wallpaper. Just set the wallpaper, and I think this is such a great hack, so that every time I go on my phone I'll be reminded that those who trust in the Lord will find their strength. And if you're looking for any Christian aesthetic wallpapers, I have an entire board of like wallpapers on Pinterest which you can check out. Set a spiritual goal for every month. So like I do every year, I wrote out my 2021 New Year's resolutions, and New Year's resolutions is something that I rarely ever stick to, and this is something that I definitely want to change this year. And what I thought will help me the most is doing like one goal for each month. So I feel like this will really help me, rather than just giving myself an entire list to do every year, which I never end up doing anyway. So what I basically do is every month I set a spiritual goal for myself. So like one month it could be to get into a habit of doing an evening devotion, another month it could be to memorize verses, and another month it could just be to spend more time being still in God's presence. And there's so many different things that you can do for each month, and I think this is so much helpful because I think it will help me out a lot. Set an alarm to do your quiet time. So if you have a problem with somehow forgetting to do your quiet time, I really advise that you set an alarm, because setting an alarm will make it so much easier for you because you don't have to remember yourself, but your phone will just remind you, and you're most likely to have your phone around you anyway. So I find this very helpful. Just set an alarm for whatever time you want to do your quiet time, and then just doing it so that when the alarm rings you can just go and do your quiet time and spend time with God. Rather than trying to remember to do it yourself, you can have your phone to remind you just in case you forget. Have a positive social media feed. And one thing that's so important is having a positive social media feed, so that when you go on your social media you see things that lift you up rather than bring you down. And some of my favorite Pinterest social media accounts include Christian Hype House. I love their posts. Living Christian, they have a lot of like inspirational posts. Teens for Jesus. She does like a lot of posts that I always look at, and they're really motivational, inspirational as well. Madeline Faith, there are so many aesthetic posts and stuff like that that I really like, so I can use them like my wallpapers and stuff like that. Eden Christian blog, she also has a lot of aesthetic posts and loads of quotes that I really like as well. Most of the quotes I have are all from her. I have an entire board on Pinterest just full of all my Jesus quotes and things that just bring me up and very inspirational, so feel free to check that out as well. Put your phone in a different room when you're doing your quiet time. One thing that is very helpful is to put your phone in a different room when you're doing your quiet time, because if you're anything like me, I get distracted by my phone really easily, and what I like to do when I'm doing my quiet time is switch my phone off so that I'm not distracted to use it while I'm doing it, and then just put it in a cupboard and not use it for the entire time during my quiet time, so that I will not get tempted to use this, because this is such a big distraction, especially when we're spending time with God. And I think 1 hour spending time with God away from your phone won't do anything to you, so you can leave it in there and go and do your quiet time and spend time with God without having any distractions. Write down all your prayer requests in a notebook. One thing I've been loving recently is having these kind of small notebooks to use for like prayer requests, and I think this is so helpful, especially when if you're anything like me and you forget prayer requests, because I do that a lot, and I find having this here and writing everyone's prayer requests in just helps me so much when I'm praying, so that I can like look back and remember the people I have to pray for and that I don't forget. So yeah, I would really recommend getting yourself one of these. I got this one from Asda. It's really small, and what I love about it is you can literally carry it with you everywhere because of like the size, and I think this would be so helpful like if you're going traveling, and yeah, I just think it's such a helpful and handy thing to have around with you. Put the Bible app on your main screen. And a small simple thing that you can do is just put your Bible app on your main screen. So my Bible app is this icon, and it's actually been so helpful having it there because I'm more likely to use it. So now my streak is 33, and that's the best that I've had so far, because most of the times I just never go on the app, but now I'm more likely to go on the app and use like the devotion things, the stories that they have, and also I find really helpful putting a widget over here. If you have an Android you can do it, and I think on iPhone you can do it as well. So if you put this there, you're more likely to read it in the morning when you see it, and it's really helpful as well. I can see the blessings coming our way, yeah. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I can see the blessings coming our way.